And I like to respond to these questions in real time with information that I have. I have a ton of information. So I was doing some research this morning trying to find some this information that I knew I had. And I want to talk about survival mode. So the question was, this person has been in survival mode for so long, and they wanted to know, how do you get out of survival mode? And a lot of us may be in, taking my shoes off for a minute. A lot of us may be in survival mode and don't know how to get out of survival mode and what that looks like. And I want to share some insight on being in survival mode and some action steps to help you get out of survival mode. Because there are times in life, in our seasons, that we do get in this survival mode. So I'm also recording this for my All Things Healing podcast. I want to share this information because somebody else probably needed it as well. All right. So these are some notes I had from a course that I took. And this pertains to survival mode. When you don't do something, your body said no. We tell ourselves stories, then act or don't act upon it. You can only change something you embrace. You can only change something that you embrace. In survival mode, you don't need all the questions answered early on. In survival mode, you do not need all the questions answered early on. You don't need to know the right target you don't need to know the right target in the beginning. Okay. Build your bow and arrow muscle. It's not about the right thing to do. It's about the next thing to do. It's not about the right thing to do. It's about the next thing to do. Reduce your variables. Okay. You want to reduce your variables. Your first attempts may suck. You have to start to get better. You got to start to get better. Feeling good is so much more important than anything else. Okay. What matters is aligned action taken. This is all that matters. What matters is aligned action taken. Most of our sabotage is a block. Okay. We have been programmed for decades. If you got something operating, it's operating whether you know it or not. If you got something operating, it's operating whether you know it or not. The things that are stopping us are the awarenesses. They are triggers. The things that are stopping us are our awarenesses and our triggers. Open the closet. Open the closet. What just happened there, right? These are some questions you want to ask yourself. What just happened there? Observe yourself and understand more about you. Observe yourself and understand more about you. We must understand the arena we're playing in, and you must understand you. Okay. You can't understand something you avoid. You can't understand something that you avoid. We don't want to fight with the ego. We just want to change. We just want it to change teams. We don't want to fight with the ego. We just want it to change teams. Okay. Get the ideas out of your head. That's brain dumping. I call that brain dumping. Get all the ideas out of your head. Okay. And you got here are 3 simple bullets. Where are you right now? Do something beyond what you're doing. Give yourself 3 bullets to talk. Give yourself 3 simple bullets and talk to. Where you are right now, do something beyond what you're doing. Where you are right now, do something beyond what you're doing. All right. We're removing and unlearning things that are not us. In this season, we're removing and unlearning things that are not us. We have a core to stay committed to familiar. We have a core. Our core wants to stay attached to the familiar. When we're in unfamiliar, our body wants to pull us to familiar. And that, for me, that is what I believe is what happens when you get stuck, when you get into survival mode. Because your body's fighting with this change. It doesn't want to change. You want to change, but your body wants to remain in the familiar. And then you get stuck in this battle within, and you can't do anything. You get in survival mode. Now you're just doing things because you got to do them. You don't know what else to do because you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. And you have to know what you want. The main thing, a lot of times what gets me stuck, what I see gets other people stuck is not knowing what you want. What are your goals? What do you want to do? What's next? What's that next step? What are you going to do differently? When you got all of this stuff in your head, you have to release it. You have to release it, because if not, you're gonna consistently struggle. So I also went online and I got some tips on ways to get out of survival mode. So take a hot shower, take a bath, allow yourself to cry. Okay, take a hot shower or a bath, allow yourself to cry. And when you're taking your bath or your shower, nobody has to see those tears. Like, let it out. Get it out of your body. Do a 1 minute rampage of things that you're grateful for. So write out the things that you're grateful for. You got to get into gratitude. You got to get out of that survival, that stagnant mode. Write out things that you're grateful for. All right. And then you want to sit and meditate for 5 minutes. A lot of times we don't sit still. We cannot sit still. We think we got to be human doings versus human beings. Sometimes you just got to be, right? So just sit with yourself. Allow yourself 5 minutes. Find you a quiet place where you can just sit for a few minutes, and do this throughout the day, several times a day if you need. Okay. Go outside, get outside and use the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method to ground yourself. So all that is just get outside. Just go outside, walk around a little bit. That's grounding. That's how you ground yourself, right? And then you want to write about your emotions with no judgments, guilt, or shame. Write out what you're feeling with no judgment, no guilt, or no shame. You can and will get out of survival mode, but you need these. The first step is awareness, right? The first step is awareness, and know that you have. In survival mode, you don't need all the questions answered early on, because you're not going to get all the questions answered early on. You're not. So you don't need to know the right target in the beginning. You don't need to know the right target in the beginning. What you're doing is building your bow and arrow muscle. You're building your bow and arrow muscle. So the next time you get into the state, repeat these steps. Okay. Play back this video. If you're in survival mode, if you know somebody's in survival mode and you're trying to get out of survival mode, gratitude will change your entire attitude. What are you grateful for in this moment right now? What are you grateful for? Right? Take that hot shower, take that long bubble bath, cry, get it all out, right? Brain dump. Allow yourself grace and ease in this place that you are in, okay? And know that you're not going to stay here forever. You're not. This is just a moment. This is just a moment. It too shall pass. I hope this was helpful. I'm going to